Grace and peace, y'all. I hope everybody's feeling amazing on this beautiful Saturday. Alright, so I woke up this morning and I was listening to, I forget what song, but it was heavy on sisterhood. That's what woke me up this morning. And I loved it. I was like, oh yeah, because I'm all about sisterhood. Even though I personally am not in close contact with my sisters, and that could be one of the reasons why. But even still, I absolutely believe in the sisterhood. I believe that we as sisters, when you get it all together and you understand who you are, and you start walking in your purpose, in your faith, the sisterhood is a very important factor to this world, to the development of this world. And good morning, Carlos.
Okay. Have my coffee, do my little walk.
Enjoy, my love. The sisterhood is very important to the way that the culture is going to correct itself. It was always important to how this world was going to be groomed, but it's even more important to the corrections that need to be made. Now, one aspect that I think is overlooked very deeply when it comes to your faith walk is the understanding that we are all brothers and sisters on this planet. And we should look at it that way. Not dimensions separated by bloodlines. No, we are all brothers and sisters in the eyes of God. Now, remember, when you want to look at, culture and color and creed and race, none of that matters either. It matters because if you understand how we come back into this world to continue to learn lessons, and that it does not matter the ride, the body. It only matters the lessons and soul fragments that you collect before you go to come back again and to start over again. You understand that you have no idea what race, color, creed you were in your past life. None of that matters. The lessons is what matters. The reason why some of us, have lived in the African American heritage and lineage is because it allows us to understand the pain that the lineage went through. We all get a turn in those different aspects. So if you are African American, you most likely were Caucasian at one point. You most likely were Indian at one point. Why? So you get a heavy rotation of what's going on and how it felt to be in each scenario. Persecution when you are African American was very different from persecution when you are Colombian, trying to escape Colombia, or going through the Holocaust. Different types of persecution. So it's giving you different vantage points, which is why you come back. And race does not matter. It does not. Now, could it be that you've played out a specific race more than once? Definitely so. You come back here. That's more than enough times. Definitely so. Heavy on the rotation. And depending on your purpose, you may be more geared toward being in one specific race because your job, your purpose is to set those in that race free because your understanding of it is deep. I'm gonna let that sit with you for a second. Nonetheless, to get back on point, we are all here to do the same things. We're here to learn lessons. We're here to grow through the experiences, to collect the soul fragments of which we've forgotten. We come here with a plan to forget so that you can take the time while you're here to relearn. Think about it. Imagine if you lose yourself, right? In a state of dementia. You've lost everything about who you were. You're living life. You have no idea that you lost it. When you find that, you cherish it. You walk into it differently. You hold on to it differently. And that's the point. The point is to find yourself within yourself. You've locked it away. This is a world that allows you to be heavily masked, that allows you to pretend, because we've gotten to a place where you can dull your senses here, where we do have high intuition, high discernment. When we're born into this world, notice children know who they don't like immediately. Children know when they don't like a certain food. They don't even have to taste it. They know. It's because they come in with that connection to self. It is the food that we eat that dulls that connection. It is the grooming that we instill, telling a child, oh no, you gotta like it, or you have no choice. You make them stop believing in how they feel and ignoring it in order to please another. It is all those factors that steal your spiritual sensitivity and, in a sense, make you spiritually numb. But even with the numbness, God gives us the ability to go back and find these pieces. We know of stories in the Bible, Saul, we know of them who've completely lost themselves, even went down the path of, wanting to just be reckless, and coming back and being the ones who shouted Jesus' name the hardest. The ones who are self-proclaimed sinners. Like, nah, I'm a sinner. I love the Lord. And the difference between someone saying, no, I sin and I love the Lord, is the walk. You can state that you're a sinner. You should, actually. You are a sinner. We all are. But the difference is when you turn away from sin. Too many of us take the time to go to church, to sit in the congregation, to listen to the word, so that we can check it off the list. Not so that we can use it as renewal. And that's the point. It's renewal. It's to take you from that place of complacency, that place of spiritual stagnation, to finally walk in divinity once again. Too many of us are also stuck on the fact that others are blessed and they're not. They see someone flourishing at what they do, even doing nothing, that they can touch anything. They have that Midas touch anything and everything starts blooming for them. And instead of you saying, you know what, I need to know how that happened, so that person can explain to you that it's their walk, not their luck. Instead, you hold on to it as malice. You hold on to it as their success is a direct affront to you. That it's because they are successful that you are not. When in all actuality, there's never been any limitation on who's at the top. In fact, the biggest issue is that we keep placing the wrong ones up there. We allow status, we allow the world to say who can be the ones that are leaders, the ones that are in charge, the ones who can make decisions for us. And let's be honest, half of them, more than half of them, are not in a position to lead. We see even celebrities, people who get the title, the mantle, to be an influence to the world. And when you take a good look at their lives under a microscope, you find tainted aspects of that person, which now makes you go back on everything you felt about them. It's because you don't know them. If a person can't be upfront with you in real time, let you see who they are fully naked, unclothed, they most likely are not going to be that when you get up on them. God is switching all that around. He's not having none of it. As a matter of fact, he's very much over it. We don't question things anymore. And everything needs to be questioned. We'll question God. We'll ask him why he's not doing, why he don't do. But we're not going to question the world. That is by design. To be a follower. Notice every social media page has a follow. We're supposed to follow one person in this world, and that was the influence of Jesus. Alright, I'm gonna leave this here. Love and light, y'all. And peace.